Hey guys, and welcome to another Rust base tour. This base is, I guess I'll call it Oceanside. This is my Oceanside base. It's on a vanilla server. Yeah, no mods, no double gathering, nothing like that. It is a solo server, which I prefer because the fights you get into are typically going to be fair, which is really nice. Now, it has a different, just the whole feel of the game is different on a solo server. There's a stronger sense of community. There's slightly less bickering. There's still a fair share of Rust bickering, but it's not quite as bad. I got a late start this wipe, but I'm really happy with how the base turned out. It started out as just this 2x2 here. This is the front door. You come in, and it's just a 2x2. It's literally 3 or 4 doors to main loot. Obviously, there's some secrets about this base that I'm going to show you later. But you know, this is in terms of the living area. This is it. You know, the TC's right here. This is it. This is where I spend my time this wipe in Rust, and it's obviously honeycombed all the way around except for the front here. It's got the triangle honeycomb around the back. Obviously has a junkyard feel to it, just like most of my bases do. I have a little Christmas scene here. It's fully sealed. You can't even get in there. I just decided to decorate it and then enclose it in so it serves as honeycomb, but you still get the visual effect of it. Lots of auto turrets everywhere. Behind the chain link, of course, so that people can melee them or shoot them from afar and steal the guns from them. This is actually a disconnectable external TC here. I know it's got this Apocalypse Now feel to it with the skulls and the spikes and everything, kind of a weird feel to it. There's this design. It's a shop. First off, you know, I sell pumpkins and corn there, but it's also a disconnectable external TC, which means if for some reason I get raided and they get my main TC, they won't be able to put a new one down, and this external TC is overlapping it, so it completely blocks it. But then, whenever I need to replace the TC in the main base, I come in here, destroy the twig, it breaks the link for this platform here, and it allows me to place a new TC into the main base. Now, I know someone's going to make a comment and say, oh, but your main base comes so far out here, it doesn't work anymore. I know, I screwed it up. I started expanding, and I just said, you know what, I really want the space over here, but the theory behind this external TC is brilliant. I'll put a link below to the YouTuber that I got it from. I can't remember his name, but I'll definitely credit him in the source. So it's a great external TC design. Using the neon lights, lots of hangout areas. I have had people come over here and hang out this wipe, which is really cool. I really like the view. It's got the Oceanside view. There's quite a lot of neighbors and bases on the other side, but they're all gone. I'm still here, but they're gone. That's how most wipes go. This is actually my power station you see in the background over there. We'll take a look at it in a little bit once the sun goes down a little bit more. The frame rate's pretty bad this wipe. I'm at about, yeah, it says I'm at 37 FPS. And my computer's not great, but it's good enough. It's just there's so many deployables and entities here that it's absolutely killing the frame rate. Cool little hangout place here. Have an elevator. I'll call that. Up we go. I've had people come up here and hang out as well. You just have to watch out for that power cable there. Might want to wear your frog boots while you're laying in this chair. So yeah, it's got that post-apocalyptic junkyard feel, lots of lights. And I built this incrementally. A lot of people ask how I build my bases, and it's just a work in progress. You know, I started out with the 2x2 here, and I started expanding outward, adding the turret nest, and then another turret nest here, and I connect them through the roof access. Over here I have a boat base. It started out as old F&Fer's boat base design, which is fantastic. You just put your boat here, and it's a super low upkeep, great boat base design. I'll link his video in the description as well. So you can go and do your boating and come back, and for what it is, for how small it is, and for the upkeep, it's a really, really nice design. I expanded it so that I can keep my horse in here. There's Roscoe in there. And I also added a windmill on top of it and some auto turrets and things like that. I put an oil refinery in here. Just started expanding. The first few days of the wipe, especially the first week of the wipe, you're kind of struggling to maintain your upkeep, and you're struggling to really establish yourself. But then after that, once you get caught up, you start getting surplus resources, and if raids go well, or if you find a good farming spot, you can get caught up, and then you can really go hog wild, which is what I've done here. You can see. Have a number of solar panels on the roof here. These just got me started just to have basic electricity in my base. But the power station over there, which we're going to take a tour of in a second, is what provides most of the power to the whole base. I didn't really intend for this area to look like an Apocalypse Now, voodoo, Amazonian, weird, that cultish look to it. But after I started messing with it and I added the floor grills and the spikes and the skulls, it just kind of fell into place. And then adding the bone instruments and everything turned out to be a really cool look. I might make a new base just designed around that look. I think that would be really cool. Have that that backwoods, what kind of weird stuff are they doing at night? That kind of look to it. Now that the sun's going down, let's go look at the power station. And I know what you're thinking, why would you build the power station in the water? It's kind of hazardous. It looks kind of sketch because it is. Just wear your frog boots and you'll be fine. This is my power station. Ignore the fact that the water comes up. It's fine most of the time. So I spent a lot of time on a build server trying to figure out how I could get an even more cyber look to my base designs, and I figured out a way to make the cords dangle. You see how the cords are dangling here? It gives the wiring system a really, really cool look. It's got that cyberpunk look to it. Reminds me of one of my favorite games, the Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Love that game. And one of the areas in that game, the Utilec complex, it really resonated with me. Like I'll remember that. The level design in that game is phenomenal, and that area in particular, it looks like this. And I tried to model the power station around it with the dangling wires. If you're wondering how to do the dangling wires, put twig up and then anchor the wire somewhere. And then you can draw the wire along the twig, and as long as the initial anchor is off of the twig, whenever you break the twig down, it'll stay like it is. It'll just float like this, and you can make it look like you're sloppy dangling wires, like an awful server room, or like it's just been pieced together over time. And then the neon lights here, they look like fluorescent bulbs because it's just a white stripe. So I'm really happy with how my power station turned out. I think it looks really cool. It's got the laser walls in the back, which are just the laser detectors. There's a whole bunch of solar panels up on the roof, like literally 75 of them, that's providing the power to the base. The spotlight shining on the windmill, and turning around you can see how the base comes to life at night. From afar, the power station with the root combiners and how they have that glow to them, it looks really, really cool. I'll show you all from a distance over here. Also have my respawn point, Benjamin's trademarked weird respawn point over here. Take a look at that. Look at it. You don't see stuff like this in Rust very often, but you see the spotlight and how it shows the dust coming off through the light ray, and you can see the root combiners glistening and the neon lights coming through the prison cell gates. It just has this really, really cool look to it. And this is my respawn point. It's got that same Apocalypse Now kind of weird look to it. This is my bedroom. It's literally just the TC's in there, and you come over here, and you know, with the bed, the respawn timer, I can just run back to my main base if I need to die and respawn a bunch of times really quick. I just like having something a little bit nicer than just a bag over there, you know. So let's go inside, and I'm going to show you the big secret about this base. And this is credited to old F&F'er as well. I'm going to link the video that he made that showed this. So obviously I've accumulated quite some wealth. This is near the end of the wipe. And I do have a lot of my building stuff and resources and such in these boxes, but only about 10% of it. And the rest is actually hidden in a secret chamber in the base. And the way to access it, let me turn the HUD on. The way to access it is actually through this snowman here. This snowman, if you look at him just the right way, you see it opens up a barbecue here. There's no barbecue there. You know, it's not this one. You know, this one has stuff in it. But if you look at the snowman just the right way, you can open up a barbecue. There's a barbecue on the other side of that armored wall. It's hidden in the honeycomb of the base. And most people, if they raided this, they're not going to be like, let me check behind the snowman to see if there's any hidden transfer spots. No, that's not a thing. No one does that. But I transfer all my best loot into that barbecue. And then I F1 and go into the secret loot room. It uses misdirection. Y'all know how obsessed I am with misdirection. I spawn into the suicide bunker. There's only one way in here. And this is it. This is my secret loot room. I've got 2 large boxes up here, a whole bunch of small boxes and barbecues. I'm sure there's a better way to maximize the storage in here. But this is actually the barbecue, the transfer barbecue. It's just sitting here on the other side. And then I can store all my good things down here. And you know, the enemy won't even know it's back here. This is the brilliance of this transfer technique. And I know I just made a video about using clipping the box through the wall. This is significantly better than that on every level. It's and you know, credit to old F&F'er. I'll link to his channel. He showed me this. It's been some time, maybe even a year ago now, and I can't believe they haven't patched it. I hope they don't patch it. I'm worried that I'm showing this because they might patch it. But if the enemy doesn't know that there's anything back here, there's no drop boxes that show it, there's no evidence whatsoever unless they just happen to stumble upon this, which, you know, even if they do see it, they may think it's just a glitch or something. They're not going to think that, oh, it's a transfer box. But that's the brilliance of this, is that there's no reason for the enemy to blow this way. You know, you saw what it looked like going into my base. You know, we'll go look at it again right now. You just run up to it. There's, you know, one door to get in. So if you absolutely had to, I'm gonna use my voodoo bedroom over here. If you did want to raid my base, you would just C4 the front door, wait for the auto turrets to shut up, and then go back, C4 the rest of it once you're inside, and it would be a super easy raid. And they would get stuff. You know, they'd get 10% of my loot, and they'd get some guns and everything. But that would be it. I would know how they're going to come in. They're going to come in right here. They're not going to spend 16, 24, 30 rockets going through the side. That doesn't make any sense. And they can, you know, if you go back here and look, you can see that these two walls are armored. So they're not going to go in this way. It doesn't make any sense. They would have to deal with the auto turrets. It just doesn't make any sense. Whereas here, it's just a sheet metal door. So they come in here. Once they're inside, there's a couple more doors, and boom. Here's all the loot. Oh, you raided me so good, you bad guy. That's what my daughter calls raiders and Rust is bad guys. Yeah, you got me so good. You took all my stuff. Good for you. Actually, they got 5% of my loot, and they don't even know that the rest of it exists. And that's the power of misdirection, storing all your loot in a loot room that doesn't even appear to exist to the bad guy. So that's the secret of this base. It's the main selling point of it. What it does is it allows you the flexibility to build your base however you want to. You don't have to use a YouTube base design. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to have a special build order. You can add this secret transfer room whenever you want to. You just add honeycomb to your base. Leave the wall wood or stone, and then pick it out whenever you're ready. Add some honeycomb. Put the barbecue there. It is tricky to get the barbecue on there, but it's the point is that you can build your base and then expand the secret loot room onto it afterwards. You don't have to have everything figured out and have a certain build order. And so even though this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 C4 or a few rocket base, it doesn't matter how many rockets they have. They can have 100 rockets and they're not going to get my loot because there's no point in them going past this. They're not going to blow that wall just to see what's behind it. It's armored. It's not going to happen. I mean, every wall in this room is armored. They're going to blow all of them? No. There's no reason. So that's the power of misdirection and why it looks like this base is pretty terrible in terms of security. This is why it's actually not. It's actually very, very strong, and it allows me to be in a Oceanside RPer as far as I want to take it. So this is the Oceanside base. Let me know what you think about the cyber look to it, about the power station, the sketchy power station that's actually flooding with water half the time. And hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.